Thanks for joining us. We're here just to give everyone who might tune in a little bit of an update of what's happening around COVID-19 in the council and Mid-Canterbury in particular.
Well, the Prime Minister's come out and put us on level 4, which will be happening tomorrow. So we need to act and abide by all the rules that the government is putting upon us. And it's very important that we do abide by all those rules, because if we're going to stop this virus in its tracks, we need to adhere to what they're saying. We're encouraging people to stay at home, only go out for necessary things like groceries and essentials, medical supplies. If you don't need to go out, don't go out, stay at home. But we need to keep in touch with our people, friends, our neighbours, our people, and we can do that through digital means. We've all got the internet, or we've all got cell phones, hopefully, so that's how we're going to keep in touch with people in the future. Not face-to-face, but by other means. So we're going to do things differently from now on, and we're going to have to do that starting really today, starting now, to keep this virus under control, and let's get it out of the system altogether and get us in New Zealand back to normal as quickly as we can. We should not be taking this lightly. It is a very serious situation. The government has told us that. We must listen to what they're saying, and we must do everything we can to stop it in its tracks. We've seen what's happened overseas, where it's exploded out of control. We do not want that to happen in New Zealand. We need to look after our people, and we probably need to treat ourselves as though we're all infected and look as though we don't infect anyone else. And if we keep it in that perspective, we're infected, we want to keep everyone else safe, and hopefully we can keep it in our tracks doing it that way, and adhering to staying at home, only going out for essential purposes. As a council, we've had our day-to-day work interrupted, and we have essential services out there which we need to keep going. And I'll hand over to Hamish, and he can explain how all those services are going to be carrying on in the future for us.
Thanks, Neil. Yes, we're really conscious as a council that we're operating a number of essential services. You think of drinking water, wastewater, rubbish collection, there's a host of things that councils do that need to continue even though the community's in lockdown. So we're working really hard to get all those plans absolutely shipshape for the next 4 weeks and I guess potentially beyond. Community can rest assured those things will continue to function. We've got people working from home. We've got our customer services lines open and running, and we're testing those over the last couple of days with people answering those working from home. We think we're in pretty good shape. We're ready to continue to keep these services operating, even though this building will be closed as from tomorrow. If I can just think about the rubbish collection services as a specific example, for those who have curbside collection, the red bins and the yellow bins will continue to be collected as per your normal rotation. We won't be able to pick up the glass. The handling of glass is a bit different, and it's just much easier to put glass to one side for the next 4 weeks. So we ask people to store their glass at home in the meantime. But the other collection services will continue. The rural drop-off service sites will remain open. We're still working on whether or not we have some restricted hours at the Resource Recovery Park. That may or may not be possible, and that'll be subject to a further announcement as soon as we've got that sorted. So we are trying to make sure that the community stays safe by having rubbish and recycling collected. Yeah, one of the things that's happened with a change from a new alert system, brand new only last week, moving from 2 to 3 and the 4 so fast, of course, as we're all, even in our own lives and as council, racing to keep up with all the implications of those things. We think we're doing that. We know we won't have absolutely all the answers on day one of the lockdown, and of course things may change from decree, or it looks like we could do things a different way or better. So we're committed to continuing to keep an eye and review all the things that we're doing, the way we're doing it, what becomes important, what seems in hindsight to be less important, and so we'll continually keep abreast of that kind of speed of change, continually talking to you, the community, about what those changes might mean, and what works yesterday may not be the right thing to do tomorrow. We're doing some things with Neil and the councillors to get decision making a little more agile and faster at the council level, so that as things do change and as the pressure comes on to do things a bit differently, we're ready to respond and make the most of whatever that looks like. We also urge everyone, as Neil's saying, to take this seriously and trust the official information. There's an awful lot of rumour, speculation, myths and legends, particularly on social media. We're all guilty of passing on gossip from time to time. There is only one source of truth, continues to be the information we should rely on. That's the government's website, which is covid19.govt.nz. We urge you to continually go back to the one source of truth and not delve too deeply around the fringes and start getting things wrong and getting the wrong impression, misinformation, and sometimes alarmist stuff that doesn't help us at all. Keep going back to the official website, and together we work our way through this. So in addition to the official COVID site, which is the government's official information, we also urge at a local level, for those people who live in Mid-Canterbury, the Ashburton district, that you can come to our own website's Facebook page, link through to the information that we've got there. That'll show links to both the official information that government's producing, but it also will show what's happening in our area, so more specifically information for Mid-Canterbury. We're also working closely with our media outlets to obviously keep the messages from council to the community flowing, in our newspapers, our radio stations, all very good sources of information at a time like this.
Yeah, thanks Hamish for that update, that's really good. But as elected people of the district, we are all in contact with each other, not always in human contact with each other, but we have cell phones, we've got computers, and we can run our meetings, albeit remotely. So the business of council will carry on over this period of time, and we're all going to get through this, and we're all going to get through it together, and we're going to come out this other side a lot better. That'll be great. Thanks.